Hello, I welcome you all. The problem reads the upper portion of the crane boom consists of the jib AB, which is supported by a pin at A, the guy line BC, and the backstay CD, each cable being separately attached to the mast at C. If the 5 kilonewton load is supported by the hoist line which passes over the pulley at B, determine the magnitude of the resultant force the pin exerts on the jib at A for equilibrium. The tension in the guy line BC and the tension T in the hoist line. Neglect the weight of the jib. The pulley at B has a radius of 0.1 meters. This problem is coming from the Engineering Mechanics Statics textbook by R.C. Hibbeler. Right. So we have this crane consisting of a number of forces connected to. We have a line BC, okay, which is connected at a separate point. Okay, so we have a line connected separately on the attached mast C at C is connected separately, BC is connected separately, and CD is also connected separately. So it means these are two different tension forces. Then we have the hoist line. Okay, so and at one end it is loaded with a 5 kilonewton load, or there is a support of a load 5 kilonewton, and we also been asked to find the tension T. Right. So one assumption again here that we need to make is the cable, okay, the friction over the pulley, okay, the friction between the bottom of the cable here and the contacting surface where the cable is in contact with the pulley. We are assuming there's no friction. All right, okay, this is one assumption. No friction between the cable and the pulley B, and no friction between this pulley that is just above A. You've seen this small pulley here. We are also assuming there is no friction. These assumptions we need to make them, because if there is friction, then the calculations have to be done separately, or differently rather, not separately, differently. So friction is neglected, maybe that's the right word. Friction is neglected or is negligible over pulley B and over this pulley just above A. So if that is the case, therefore it means the tension in the hoist line will be equal to the load that the hoisting line is supporting, which is 5 kilonewtons. All right. So I need to make that assumption. So assuming that friction is negligible over the two pulleys, okay, that's pulley B and a pulley above pin A, okay, above pin A. Okay, therefore it means T is going to be equal to 5 kilonewtons. Okay, is that fine? So if that is the case, then let's redraw the free body diagram, since we want to find the reactions at A and to find the force in BC. So if I was to draw the free body diagram, I'll draw it like so. Okay, I'll only have a straight line, something like this. All right, this straight line, this point here, I'll call it B. Then I'll have one pulley here. My circle is not very good enough. Okay, something like that. And the radius of this pulley, we've been told, is 0.1 meters. Okay, is 0.1 meters. Okay, then I expect to have the hoist line going down the pulley like so, and we have a 5,000 kilonewtons there, and then we have a tension force there which is also just 5 kilonewtons. All right, this point here I'm calling it A, so I expect to have AY and AX. Okay, I have another force here. I have another force, another cable there, this one. So this one I'll call it tension BC, and the slope for this is a 5 on the horizontal and a 0.1 plus 1.5. This is a 1.6, and this therefore the hypotenuse is going to be equal to, let me just add it up, 1.6 squared plus 1.6 squared plus 5 squared gives me root of 27.56. Right, so I expect to have two components here. Okay, I expect to have one component in this direction like this, okay, and another component in this direction like this. So this one I will call it as BCY times 1.6, all right, divided by the hypotenuse, which is a 27.56, and then this one here I'll call it BCX times 5 divided by root of 27.56. Right, then the distances from there to the center, this one there is equal to 5 meters. I think I have all the information now. I can go ahead and do the calculations. I've replaced all the forces that I need to do. So, okay. So let me just write this here. So say our T, I explained why T is equal to this tension. This T here is equal to 5 kilonewtons. I explained that, right? Okay. There we go. Summation of moments about point A equal to 0. And clockwise being our reference. What we have? We have 5. This 5, of course. So it's giving us a minus moment 5 by 5 plus 0.1, which is the 5.1. What else? This 5 here. We have this 0.1 there. Okay. What we have? That will be a plus, that's anti-clockwise, a plus, a 5.01. Okay, what else? We have BC, this BC here, it's giving us anti-clockwise also, so it is a plus, BC by 1.6 divided by 27.56 by the lever arm, which is 5. Okay, what else? I think that's about it, and this is equal to 0. Therefore, our BC is equal to, what is our BC equal to? Let's 56. So this gives us a 16.41 pounds. Then summation of forces in the x direction is equal to 0, what we have ax minus bc by 5 divided by root of 27.56 minus 5 is equal to 0. So we already know what bc rather is. So we just have to replace it there. 16.41 times 5 divided by root of 27.56 minus 5. Okay. In fact, they are both minuses, right? So they are summing up. 16.41 times 5 divided by root of 27.56 plus 5. So this gives us ax is equal to 20.663 pounds. And then we have summation of forces in the y direction. Okay, so we have ay minus 5 plus bc by 1.6, bc by 1.6 divided by root of 27.56. What else? I think these are the only ones, is equal to 0. Our ay is equal to, let's do the calculation. bc we already know, we calculated what bc is, so we just replace bc there. So it's a 16.41 times 1.6 divided by root of 27.56 and then minus 5. So this really just gives us a 0. This gives us a 0 pounds. Okay, so we have T equal to 5 kilonewtons. We have BC equal to 16.41. These are not, they are kilonewtons. Sorry, I don't know why I was indicating pounds. Okay, these are kilonewtons. These are kilonewtons, not pounds. Oh, no, when you work with pounds so much. Okay, 16.41 pounds. And we have ax equal to 20.63 kilonewtons, and then we have ay equal to 0 kilonewtons. All right, I guess we are done. And I hope the video was helpful. If it was, give me a thumbs up, like my video, and share my videos. Bye bye, and see you in my next screencast.